one of the it was the top flight McDonald's I've ever seen, right? So I'm gonna see if I can find that spot where I used to write my book at. I mean, these were on cold days when I had nowhere to go, no family in Chicago, right? I just knew I had a passion for writing, and I just knew that this story was going to be great. At that time, I didn't know what direction the story was going to go, but they used to have chairs and tables right there. That's why I used to write my book. It used to be like,
I just gotta hold on. I just gotta hold on.
go ahead and get me old salad. Now this McDonald's here bring back memories, right? About 15 years ago, I used to come to this McDonald's when I was in Chicago, and this is a 24-hour McDonald's, and I used to come here and write my book, and it always amazed me because it was an upstairs and downstairs, had an escalator, had an elevator. It's like it was the top flight McDonald's I've ever seen, right? So I'm gonna see if I can find that spot where I used to write my book at. I mean, these were on cold days when I had nowhere to go and no family in Chicago, right? Well, they done changed this McDonald's around. They don't have the upstairs, downstairs anymore. As you can see, the upstairs, it is kind of high ceiling, but they went ahead and put the new machines in here, right? You can touch, but they didn't have that before, so they done took out the whole second floor. I thought that was kind of special. I mean, it is a big McDonald's, but it used to be upstairs and downstairs. Now they got a tree upstairs. But it still brings back memories, you know. Matter of fact, where these right here, these right here, they used to have chairs and tables right there. That's where I used to write my book. And it used to be like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. And that was where I used to hang out at. just sip on some coffee and concentrate on writing. When I wasn't stressed out on how I was going to eat. But I'm going to go ahead and get me a salad and some water. I mean, it isn't as nostalgic, you know. Especially in the month of January, when it's like 15 degrees below zero. You ain't trying to be nowhere outside, with nowhere to go. So it was one of my spots where you can hang out, do some writing. I always did like downtown Chicago. I mean, it brings a real city feel to the downtown. It's like a New York, San Francisco. It's not many cities that really bring a downtown alive. There's not many cities that are 24 hours throughout the city, not just the weekend. And from the first time I came to Chicago, I knew it was a place that I would always want to come back to. And the downtown, I always see in Miami, where I grew up, it's more of it's a city, but it's not up in the air, right? It's not like New York where you got tall buildings. It's starting to bring a type of vibe to Miami, in which I can't wait. But one day I hope to be able to buy a condo way up in the air, like 23 stories up. That'd be nice. But Chicago, I always like it. Thank you. I always like that. Just got my food, so I'll go ahead and eat my food. At the very last minute, I changed my order from getting a salad because I wanted to celebrate me being in Chicago. I wanted to reflect back on the days when I was writing, and this was the first 5 to 6 chapters that I had handwritten. So, and I was sitting in this McDonald's, handwriting 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, you know, just not knowing what this book was going to turn out to be. I just knew I had a passion for writing, and I just knew that this story was going to be great. At that time, I didn't know what direction the story was going to go, but as I slowly wrote and I added to the story, it really started to develop into something that I knew was going to be incredible. Chicago is one of the places that really put a stamp in that book. So I'm going to celebrate my return to Chicago. And one of the places I wrote in the beginning, where I had no idea what the book was going to be, didn't even have a name for it at the time. And in the book, it says that I lost the book 3 times. Chicago is one of the places where I actually lost the story, right? And I never thought I was going to get it back. And somehow, some way, a friend of mine made a move and he recovered the book. And I'm like, I mean, he didn't know he was recovering the book. He was recovering some of my things. And my book was, my writing was within those things, my clothes, you know, my material, my possessions. And when he got it, first thing I checked to see if my writing was there. And it was there. So I am celebrating Chicago.